For more on the U.S. Venezuela oil and the impact on Canada, let's bring in Grace Wilton, a senior energy advisor at NPRO. And Grace, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We've had a few days, I guess, to digest how things are unfolding. How is it shaping up? What kind of competition does it look like Venezuela will be for Canada? Do we have a clearer picture?
I think it'll be clearer in 2026 as the Memorandum of Understanding stipulates certain milestones have to be achieved, specifically a project proposal and approval by the federal government. Right now, there are many sides saying that there is opposition there, like your commentator just said, Premier Eby. But in the short term, we don't have competition. In the long term, there's definitely something to worry about, as the Venezuelan oil is the same type of crude as Canadian is providing currently to the United States. So, yeah, there's a threat there for sure.
Could this be the impetus for, we're working, everybody says the pipeline's coming, the pipeline is coming. Could this be the final nail, though, I guess, if you want to call it that gets it going, or the final push that gets it going?
I think this is where the rubber meets the road, for sure. If you can't get a more clear signal than oil companies being poised to invest, or having the track cleared for them to invest in Venezuela as security increases and their safety concerns are availed, right? It'll be in the next few years that they decide whether they want to invest in Venezuela, which I'm sure they do. Obviously, President Trump has given them the green light and all the encouragement that they need. All they need is that stability. So this should be very much motivation for the federal government, for Carney to use Bill C-5 and approve what he needs to approve as these proposals come before him. I think he has given the signal that is going to happen. I believe that that's what we will see. Yeah.
And if we do see the pipeline actually starting to come to fruition, would that be appealing to some of those companies, the oil companies, if they would look and go, look, everything's already in place in Canada. We have the know-how, we have the stability. Would that be more appealing than try to restart Venezuela?
Sure, for sure. I mean, if they have a green light from Canada, knowing that a project is pre-approved, then you've got security and stability that is underpinning those investment dollars from those companies. I'm sure that the United States will make it attractive for companies to go into Venezuela, because ultimately they want stability in that region too, right? But I don't think anybody wants anything less than stability for Venezuela, for their, for all the people that have fled that country to be able to go back and prosper. So I definitely think that as well as securing the stability of this hemisphere is a priority for the President of the United States. And I mean, he talks about bringing 50 million barrels of Venezuelan oil into the States. That's basically I believe what's happening right now. So that's the equivalent of about 150,000 barrels per day. And that is poised to ramp up and could be displaced by Canadian crude. However, I think that there's a fine balance, and I think that Carney is definitely motivated to approve what's necessary to bring Alberta oil to Tidewater.
And now there has been concern that there isn't a demand for it. Is this a case that if we build it, they will come?
I think that there is a demand for it. I mean, the type of heavy crude that we export is used primarily in construction industry. There are a lot of like asphalt and adhesives, what have you. There's definitely a lot of demand in Asia for that with the Belt and Road initiative. Lots of activity there in order to use Canadian safe, secure crude and bitumen to be further refined and used downstream there.
And just one last question. OPEC is part of this, is part of all this. What kind of they've already said that they're going to pause oil output hikes. There's a bit of a glut on the market already as is. What kind of factors could those be on everybody's decisions on what they do with Venezuela or what they do in Canada?
Oh, I don't know. That might be a question for our chief petroleum analyst, Roger McKnight. But I think at this point in time, the Venezuelan situation is separate from the OPEC situation. This is very much a situation that was spawned by the need for safety and security in the region, for nefarious activities to be thwarted and stopped, and course reversal on those fronts. So I believe very much that the Venezuelan oil question is not something that the OPEC cartel is looking at right now. What I was reading on the weekend was they met on the Sunday, and they very much wanted to make decisions independent of Venezuela. So that's what I've heard.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Grace, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Grace Wilton is Senior Energy Advisor at Enpro.